Hello geeks, welcome to my YouTube channel. On the 3rd to the 7th of July, we held a robotics training which was held over a period of 5 days. The aim of the training was to provide valuable technical skills and knowledge to the students at the Central University of Technology in partnership with Tshwane University of Technology, merSETA, and South African Institute of Electrical Engineers. This was conducted as a community-based project to empower the students for future career opportunities in the field of robotics. The training program included 2 courses, a basic course for 20 students
My name is Mkhwanazi, and I was part of the Intro to Mobile Robotics. I am doing my bachelor in engineering and majoring in computer systems, so I found this very interesting and I would apply this in the work that I'll be doing. I learned about different sensors and controlling a car using the Arduino Nano. On day 1, we learned about how the different pins of the Nano and how they work, the difference between digital and analog pins. On day 2, we went on to learn about the LCD, how to display on the LCD, the ultrasonic sensor, it measuring distance. On day 3, we learned about something called the line sensor, which is our encoder that allowed our car to move within a certain line and not move around. And day 4, we learned about the H-bridge, and this was used to control the car, allowing the car to move at a certain speed in different directions. And on the last day, we had the challenge. It was a very interesting challenge. We tried our best and we enjoyed this program, and I would definitely recommend this program to any of my friends, my relatives, and anyone who just wants to learn, because it's all about learning and growing. Thank you so much.
Hi, I'm Shadow. I'm currently studying PH Tech Electrical Engineering. So we are currently building our robot, electrical robot with a couple of sensors. The aim of the robot is to move in any direction, and when it moves, it's supposed to avoid objects around it without clashing into them. So currently what we're doing right now, we are trying to code our line sensors to check if the sensors can detect movement around. So yeah, that's most of it. But I think regarding this project, the hardest thing is the coding, because you're coding with the language C in Arduino, which for some of us it's new, but with the lectures that we have, they are making it very easy to understand, which I think is the hardest thing. But the compiling of the robot and everything, putting it together, that's the most fun part about the whole project, and seeing how we can actually do so many things. And the given amount of time is not a lot, but it's doable, which brings that challenge of having to complete a project in a short space, which makes it exciting.
Hi, my name is Tshwane and I'm a student here at Central University of Technology. I'm studying electrical engineering, the Bachelor of Electrical Engineering, specializing in computer and electronics. Since the beginning of this week, we've been attending the robotics training, and we have learned so much from the robotics training. We have learned a lot about the mobile robotics. We have learned a lot about how the robots interact with the real world and how it utilizes that data to make decisions. We have also dwell deeper into the brain of the robot. Now, in this case, we were using Arduino Nano, and we have learned how to create our own libraries, how to create functions. We have learned a lot. So this robot now I was just programming it I was just programming the line sensor to follow a certain line and to make a decision whether it should turn left or it should turn right. And then I can definitely recommend this training to anyone, because now the future needs a robotics engineer, or it needs engineers as a whole. So I'm very, very, very excited to have been the part of this program. And I would definitely recommend this program to any friend or relative or family member. It was a good program.
Hello, my name is I'm studying here at SAIEE. I am doing, my course is electrical engineering, majoring in electronics and computer. So here is like a short course about robotics. It's not really a course, it's like a training. We are building a Autobot with like, we're given components, motors, LCD, and we're supposed to code each and every component based on how it will operate the robot or car or Autobot. And yeah, my experience here is really like nice. I'm experiencing total codes that I sometimes skipped in terms of like not learning everything all at once. Now they are breaking everything down, like codes and everything. So yeah, it's really an interesting experience for me, and I'm so excited. It's exciting also. It's just everything to do with the next revolution.
Hello guys, hello. Okay, as you can see, I'm busy with robotics, I'm busy coding for this robot to move. So the most awesome thing about this robot, we have inserted some sensors. So here in front we have ultrasonic sensor to give us the motion. So the ultrasonic has some transition and receiving part. So if you are, it can measure a distance for you to see what an object is in front of you. And here we have two sensors, which is line sensor, and yeah, there are two line sensors, right and left. They keep your robot on the good direction so that the robot cannot move any direction that it wants. So here we have installed our LCD to help us to see everything that we have coded, and everything runs through the Arduino Uno. No, this one is Arduino Nano. So the main thing for the Arduino is to program everything here so that the robot can move. And here behind we have our edge bridge. The edge bridge is responsible for our two motors to move. As you can see here behind, we have two motors to run. So let me show you how this robot operates. So now we have just coded this robot to move forward and backwards.
As a facilitator, I feel so good to be at Bloemfontein, having student and the first time being in Bloemfontein, participating in the field of facilitating, giving some knowledge to the student who really need to know some new real world problem that is being introduced. So the thing that I can say, the students are good, it's competitive, they can ask, I feel I very enjoyed
facilitating to them, giving them the contact, and for them to ask the questions that they still. So we give them the feedback that they really need to know, and then the one that they understand. So facilitating here in Bokode was nice, enjoying everything. We were well accommodated, everything that we wanted, we were given it so that we can proceed with the facilitation. So as a facilitator, I have left a lot of things that I'm supposed to be doing today, but I chose and decided to help other future students for the new environment in the world. As far as we know that nowadays we usually use robots to move a lot of stuff in factories or companies. So I feel so good for teaching them and leaving my time. I didn't regret it. It's well good for me. I believe they have learned something and they have captured something from this facilitation, and they're going to use it for the future purpose and in a good way.
Okay, my name is Mkhwanazi, and I'm the facilitators here. We actually came back. This is our second time and we actually increased the group intake because previously we had just one group, so now we have two groups. So now the groups are doing our level 2 out of level 3, and then we have taken another group to start at the first level, which is the introduction, and then the other one is the advanced to robotics. So the week of the kids are amazing. The kids show great enthusiasm. They are interested. They have a willingness to learn. Each and every single day, we come here and the kids are like eager to grasp information. They are just waiting for what we have for them. And which is a great thing for us facilitators, to teach kids that are willing to learn. And for what we are doing, I guess the advantages of raising awareness with regards to mobile robotics have several advantages. It's like technological literacy. We are increasing the knowledge to the learners about concepts like programming, like robotics, like engineering, and then also it's a future job opportunities because mobile robotics is increasing a factor in the industry, and by doing such workshops we are sparking the interest in the learners to pursue robotics within the engineering field, and then we also help them with creativity and imagination because the robots that they build it from scratch, and they use their own creativity, their own imagination to come up with what they have, right? And then also it increases teamwork and collaboration because the task that we give them require them to collaborate with each other, share ideas, and work as a team to effectively do what we need them to do. And it's a great experience, and it's amazing. We are enjoying a lot.
That's awesome, man.
In an advanced course for 20 students, making a total of 40 students. The training was free of charge, and each student received a complimentary training package, which was sponsored by merSETA.
Hi, my name is Tshwane, and I'm a FH student doing FH Tech in electrical engineering. So during this week, I've been attending this program for robotics, whereby it's an advanced one. So I attended the first one during March. So now it's the second one. It's advanced. So during our first session, we were dealing with Arduino, but now since it's advanced, we are dealing with a new microcontroller, which is a Raspberry Pi W0. So it's been 5 days since we've been studying with the advanced program, and now it's the last day on the 5th day. So it's been quite good, and it's been quite nice. So I'm just gonna take you through my project right now. So this is one of the projects that we've been doing. So it's an autonomous automobile. As you can see, once it's finished, it's gonna be moving on its own, having its own mind. There you can see the program that we are using. We've been using Python and phone to program this thing. So the challenge we've been given today is to to just make this motor, it's just to make this car to move on its own. In fact, it must move forward, and when it reaches a certain distance, it must stop and then turn left to measure the distance using the ultrasonic sensor, and then turn right using the ultrasonic sensor to measure the distance. So it will compare both distances and it will choose which value is the highest. If the right hand side was the highest value, is the one that is furthest, it will go to the side. If this side is the one that is furthest, it will go to the side. So yeah, but for right now I'm still trying to program it to my so yeah, I'm actually happy. I'm actually happy that I've joined this. I've learned a lot since I've been interested in doing this kind of stuff, but I chose a different route of electrical engineering. But this gave me the opportunity to explore that current. So thank you.
One of the critical aspects of organizing such a training program is to ensure that we prepare our future graduates with the relevant skills for future work and allow them to become valuable members of the society who will participate in the development of technology in our nation.
So what I can say about this program is that there's not much theory compared to the program. This one is much interesting. It's more interesting.
Would you recommend your friends or your siblings to take the course as well?
Most definitely. I would recommend someone to do it. I would definitely do that.
Okay, is this part of your interest?
It is part of my interest.
Okay, so what are you busy with now?
Right now we're trying to, the challenge that we're doing, that we have those are instructions. I haven't read them through because I'm trying to connect all my components to my Raspberry.
Hi, my name is Mkhwanazi. I'm doing a final year in electrical engineering. I'm majoring in electronics and computer engineering. So I took part in this robotic course from the Easter when we were doing the intro robotic. We're still using Arduino, and this one we joined using Raspberry Pi. I think it's good. We did do it Raspberry Pi, but we didn't get a chance to go into detail because our semester was short. I think with this one, we got an opportunity to go into details, and the most exciting part is about challenges. Get challenges where you test your knowledge if you did understand what we were doing or what we were taught. Yeah, as for me, I'm excited because it's another skill.
Okay, so what are you doing now? What challenge are you busy with now?
Oh, this challenge is the last one. We have to program this car to move forward until the ultrasonic sense the distance is less than 20 centimeters. Then we turn the wheels to the right. After, we have to take the measurements, print them to the screen. Then we turn again the robot to the left 180 degrees now. Then again we have to measure the distance, then we compare two of them, then we get the results.
Okay, since it's the last day, how do you feel?
I'm so grateful with the program. I don't want to lie, there's a lot that I've learned. Thank you so much.
Good day, my name is Tshwane. I'm having a final FH here in Robotics, and this is the fifth day of the Advanced Robotics program that is actually brought to us by Tshwane University of Technology. It really has been quite an exciting week, working with our peers, people at our own age, teaching us autonomous mobile robot. Basically what it's supposed to do now is supposed to move forward until it's about 20 centimeters away from an object in front of it, and then from there check for what other objects either on the right or on the left, compare the distance between the two, and then make the smart decision which is taking one further. It's a good program. Honestly, I would recommend it to anyone out there who actually into designing robots or even basically in engineering, because robots are taking forward and this is our new future.
Do you perhaps want to show us how far are you from completing your challenge?
I think I'm done. My laptop somehow froze. Right now, the only thing I have to do is just to connect. As you can see, it's not connected, but it's supposed to connect via Wi-Fi. Right, so now my laptop is now sabotaging me, but all I have to do now is connect to via Wi-Fi and then get it started. So I think the code is ready. I believe the code is ready. And apart from that, we just troubleshooting and everything will be fine.
Hello, my name is Ndawa Anani and I'm doing an advanced training in robotics. This training is about the robot itself and the Raspberry Pi. I was doing the basic, which was the Arduino. Now we've changed from Arduino to Raspberry Pi. The training is helpful and I recommend everyone to go and join it, as it will help you with your future.
So what are you trying to do now? What are you trying to accomplish now in this activity?
This challenge, I want this robot to move. After it dictates a certain object, I want it to stop at a certain distance.
And how's that going?
It's a little bit tricky. It is tricky. So I'm working on it.
Okay, cool.
My name is Kotze. I'm studying at Tshwane University of Technology. I'm a third year Robotics student, and I'm planning to get a master's degree.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Andrew. I come from TUT, and I am your lead facilitator for the Advanced Robotics. Advanced Robotics, what does that mean? Well, it is like the introduction of robotics, except we will be using the Raspberry Pi. This Raspberry Pi is a very powerful tool. We will be using it to communicate with the motors, with the H-bridge, with the LCD, with the ultrasonic and the line sensors. All components that were introduced into the introduction course. But now, we are teaching you how to use it with Python. Python is an extremely powerful program that is used across the industry, and it's helped with time management, circuit management, and also with circuit optimization and warehouse management. This Raspberry Pi is very powerful. It can do all things like camera control. It can control a lot of sensors.
Good morning. My name is Tshwane. I'm studying design and studio art, specializing in visual practice. So I guess I'm an artist innovator. I love robotics and programming things. I'm very interested in tech. Fun fact, my name is Tshwane so much people call me Tex, they call me Tex for technology. I love this course. I think the intro, which is the first one that we did, is easier than this one, which is the advanced course. Mainly towards the languages, this language seems to be like English, so I think it's easier to understand. And apparently it's a higher language like me, so I love Python now. Python is my favorite. Today is challenge day. We don't know what the challenge is gonna be, but I think we're gonna work very hard to I've learned it's just mainly just don't give up. You just try as much as you can until the code works.